Tashi Delek to everyone, this is Jamyang and welcome back to my channel. This time I'm going to take every one of you guys to explore this massive, stunning, incredible Potala Palace with me. So in 1961, the State Council designated Potala as one of the first foremost protected cultural heritage site. And since the 80s, the state has invested millions of yuan towards two large-scale renovation and the maintenance of cultural relics. And in 1994, the palace was inscribed in the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage List. Look at that, that's beautiful. This palace is absolutely stunning, so beautiful. Look at the top, lots and lots of gold. And actually we have a saying in Tibet, half of the world gold is in the palace. It's not true, it's not true. Although there is a lot of gold in and on the Potala Palace, when it was built using around 30 tons or over 30 tons of gold. And inside it contains over 100,000 gems. So maybe not half the world's gold, but a lot. And can you believe it? This building is already 1,300 years old, and there you can see two different color buildings. The red, which is built in 7th century by great King Songtsen, and the white that was extended in 17th century by the great 5th Dalai Lama. And finally, now we are about to go inside the palace. I am inside the palace and I have to put on the mask and we have to go through the checkpoint. Finally, I am inside the Potala Palace, and you can see all those walls are actually reconstructed. You see the roof, they are all original from 1,300 years. Can you imagine it? And look at this gate, 1,300 years old. Right now I'm touching the door that was made 1,300 years ago. And look at all this pillar. The name Potala is in Sanskrit language. That means the meaning is the pure land of compassion. That means the palace for the Dalai Lama. And the Dalai Lama is the reincarnation of Avalokiteshvara. So we are now inside the Potala Palace, and you will notice that which is building, it is decorated in a different colors, because as I mentioned to you before, it is built by two different people and so designed. So the white building behind me, that part is completed in 1648 and once served as the seat of the Tibetan government and the main residence of the Dalai Lama, and from the mid-18th century it was served as a winter palace for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And inside White Palace there is museum, assembly halls, schools and official offices. The Potala Palace is the capital city here at Tibet, so here in Lhasa, and this place used to be very lively, you know, there's lots and lots of people, and this whole area was full of people, and people just lived here, and there was nothing outside of the Potala Palace until about 1978. So it was developed really fast, and now there is whole city out of it. So this is where over 2,000 monks, they would live in these dormitories in the white buildings, and at the top there is red and yellow buildings that was extended in 1694 by great 5th Dalai Lama. And that used to be the courtroom And here we have the prison. So this used to be the prison, but now it's closed. So I believe now we're gonna start walking up the stairs. There is 370 steps to reach to the top of the palace. So from back to these steps here, they were not always here. It used to be dirt road because they will bring horses to the top of the official offices, but they rebuilt it later. But over here we can see what it looks like back in the old days. So this is actually what it was compared to now when they reconstructed. So this is what they bring horses up here. You guys have to know something interesting. Every year locals comes here and they repaint the palace to keep it fresh looking. And the paint include agriculture products such as milk, sugar, rock sugar, honey, brown sugar, and so on. We use those products in paint because mainly not easy to be washed away until the next rainy season, and both to protect the walls but also looks beautiful. Honestly, I don't taste any sweet from the painting. So in total, the palace was painted in 4 different colors: black, white, red, and yellow. Red represents the authority, economic, moral, and other rights. Yellow represents prosperity, life, fortune, wealth, and other thriving scene. White represents peace, which is to eliminate disease, war, famine, and other disaster. Black represents a majesty, to get rid of evil. Look at the palace from here. It is so beautiful, so peaceful. And you know the palace was actually built on the hill called Marpuri, which means the Red Hill. And in 1994, the palace was listed as the World Cultural Heritage. And you'll notice there are some holes in the buildings, and that is because back in the day, when they don't have air conditioning, they have these holes to get fresh air into the buildings, and it got really, really hot. And when you are in Tibet, you actually can see lots and lots of locals spinning the prayer wheels. And this is called prayer wheel, where they store all the holy scriptures inside. They are constantly spinning wheel, which represent they are chanting mantra. And back in the early days, when people are not that educated as now, so many people don't know how to read scriptures. So for this reason, they got this idea to put the holy scriptures in the prayer wheel and spinning it in clockwise, which represents they are reading the holy scripture. All the red parts at the top are built with a type of grass called thatch, which is the grass that only grows above 4,000 meters. Most monasteries and palaces in Tibet will use thatch on the top to reduce the weight of the house. Usually when you are visiting temples or palaces in Tibet, you will see many golden banners like that, and it is actually like a lightning conductor. Okay, so here we can see the thickness of the wall, and it's 3 meters. And now let me show you the thickness of the wall. And there we have the entrance of the Potala Palace, and we are not allowed to film in here. You can see here in the distance, here we got a ladder with a colored scarf, and so this is meant only for the Dalai Lama to go up. otherwise nobody is allowed to go up in. They have to go on other side. So here on the top you got this yellow curtain. This is where Dalai Lama stays. He watched down here for any of the performances. Then across the way on this side where the black curtain is, this is for the minister. Be faced to the Dalai Lama. So apparently something to see here is the world's highest toilet. There is traditional style toilet in here. So let me show you the ancient Tibetan style toilet. So this is the traditional toilet. It goes down as deep as 34 feet. Alright, so we are about to enter into the palace. We are not allowed to film from there. If you take any sort of picture, they will literally take it away. So I guess I will see you after my tour. See you in a bit. We just came out of the palace. It's very beautiful, it's humbling and very authentic, but a bit cold inside. But very happy to see it again, where all the Dalai Lamas, where his residences is. We could see where they pray, just so many different holy statues. And when we finish visiting Potala Palace, we can enjoy the backside view of Lhasa city. Look at here. So all the Dalai Lama, from great fifth Dalai Lama until the current, have all lived here in the Potala Palace. So that's why we can see so many different residences in the palace. You can see a bunch of golden tombs, and the biggest golden tombs in the world is located here in the Potala Palace. So that golden stupa belongs to the great fifth Dalai Lama, and it's 12.6 meter with 3,721 kgs of gold with 10,000 different precious stones. But sadly I couldn't show you because we are not allowed to film inside. But I really want you guys to come over here and to discover this largest golden tomb in the world by yourself. Alright, so this is all I can show you about world's architectural masterpiece, the Potala Palace, and I really wish you guys could come here and explore it with me when you are here in Tibet, so that I could show you more inside the Potala Palace. Anyway, remember, this is Jamyang. Welcome to Tibet. We are the one that can show you the original Tibet.